Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Mo again. So, in this lecture, what we're going to be doing is changing the actual subnets and configure routing. So, watch this. New York is going to be on the 100 network. So, let me go back to Server Manager, right, and change the actual IPs first. And then I'll do actually routing. And we did that earlier. So, let me go to the properties. IP version 4. So look at this. Look what I'm going to do here. This one is going to be 192.168.100.1. Let's assume the gateway is 100.254. And of course, DNS will be 100.1. This is in New York, right? That's for NYDC1. So I'm going to go to NYDC2, and that's going to be 100.2, right? So this will be 100.2. Let me just log on. So this will be 100.2 and DNS will be what? 100.1, right? It will be 100.1. Then Connecticut will be on the 200 network, right? That's what we're going to do. Connecticut will be on the 200 network itself. So let's give this a moment. Let's make this as 100.2. Let's go to the network settings right over here and see how this actually works out for us. Properties. And 100.2. Let me just change this to 100.2. Number. All right. 100.2. Looks like it got stuck. Let me see. Let me close this and open again. Okay. 1 second. 192.168, 100.2. Gateway is 100.254. And of course, DNS will be 100.1. Then okay. Then close. Then I'm going to go to CT this time. CTDC1 will be 200.1. All right. Will be 200.1. But at the beginning, I'm going to make sure that DNS is still pointing to where? To New York, because we're going to be establishing routing anyway. Then we'll be actually switching all that because we're going to have multiple DNS servers. So let's wait for server manager. But then I just want to make sure they could all talk to each other, even though I put them on different networks. But I'm going to be configuring routing, of course, static routing. That's what I'm going to be actually doing. So let me go to the network sections here, and this is going to be 200.1, right? So this is 200.1, 192, and let's go back. 168, 200.1, gateway 200.254, right? So my default gateway is 200.254. 1 second. Gateway is 200.254. So let me make this 200.1 again. Gateway is 200.254. And DNS, look at this, is 100.1. Okay? Is 100.1 for now. And same thing, I'm going to go on my CTDC2 and log on. And this will be 200.2, right? And DNS will be 100.1. So let's give this a moment. Right. Because in the real environment, every location has to be on a different network, folks, right? It has to be on a different network. So let me go to local server and go to my network settings over here. Let's go right over here to the properties and see how this actually works out for us. And this will be 200.2. 192.168, 200. Well, it's a big number. All right. 1 second. 192.168, 200.2. And gateway is 200.254. And DNS is pointing to server 1, 100.1. So what I need to do right now is routing. Why not start with this side over here. Let me just refresh and take a look and see what number I have over here. 200.2. So I need to add the 100 network to the routing table over here, right? Let me just go and change the actual fonts. 36 color screen text green. All right, so you could actually see better. So if I do route add space, I'm going to add the 100 network here, right? Space mask, space the default mask, space the IP address of the machine that I'm actually on, which is 200.2, negative P for a persistent route. That's all. All right. And then I'm going to go to CT DC1 and do the same thing. This is 200.1, right? So let me go to the properties on this one. Font. Let me just change this and the color. So route, add 192.168.100.0, space the word mask, space the subnet mask, space 192.168.200. What? 1. That's the machine that I'm actually on, minus P. Then I'm going to go back to NYDC1, open the command prompt, right? And let me just change the fonts too over here. And 36 colors green. And let's do cd/cls, right. So route, look at this. If I do IP config over here, I can see my IP is 100.1. So I'm going to add the 200 network, route add 192.168.200.0, 255.205.205.0, space the IP address of the machine that I'm on, space minus P, all right, for a persistent route. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on NYDC2. CMD. And let me just modify this over here. Colors, text, and green. So route, add 192.168, 200.0, space mask, space the subnet mask, space the IP address of the machine that I'm actually on, which is 100.2, space minus P. They should all talk to each other right now. So if I try to ping 192.168, 200.1, I should be able to reach it. See that? They could talk to each other. 200.2, I could reach. They could talk to each other. So what I did is I actually changed the networks and I configured routing. Now they could all talk to each other because of routing. My next lecture is going to be about installing DNS. I want to make sure they're all running DNS servers because I need to have at least two per a site. So I'm going to be storing the zone in Active Directory so the zone gets replicated to all the DNS servers. So we'll see you folks in another lecture in a moment. For now, bye.